Okay, let's see this. 11111. All right, that's it. All right. So someone sent me this video called Mandatory Excellence, and it goes over my story. So let's actually look at it because I'm curious. Doaenel, the cost of perfection.
15 hours a day for the next month. I will make this game my life. I will make you guys my life. For not just for Challenger.
Interesting. What is
not
this?
Not just for rank 1. But for
Move your camera?
That anyone can do it.
Doaenel, or Dantes, is a League of Legends Twitch streamer mainly known for being the best Hecarim in the world, maining the champion for most of the time he spent playing the game. And for the rest of this video, for the rest of this section of the video by the way, I'm just going to assume you know what League of Legends is. And if you don't, all you really need to know is that it is a competitive multiplayer game. Because Dantes was so good at Hecarim, he decided that he would try and go for rank 1. One thing Dantes didn't know at the time, unfortunately, was the cost of perfection. It's hard to get all the detail on Dantes' journey to rank 1, but it's safe to say that it was a tough one.
Yeah.
Since he mainly only played one champion, and it was possible for the enemy team to ban this one champion, especially since at this point he was fairly well known, made it near enough impossible for him to get this champion and carry games. So he found another way that might...
I'll tell you guys something crazy. When I was going for rank 1, what if I told you guys that Hecarim's ban rate was literally 70% in NA, and it was 20% in every other region, Master Plus? I'm not kidding.
And might allow him to get to rank 1, transferring. So with League of Legends, you're able to send an account to another region, and if you do that, you will gain more when you win, and lose less when you lose when it comes to ranked games. However, this transferring costs money, and it is normally only done once per account. Let's say if somebody is moving country and doesn't want to play on 200 ping every time they load into a match. So if you do it once, the fee is fairly small, around $20 or so. In the end, he ended up spending around $8,000 in one night on transfers.
So this was a meme thing. This money out is because I had a lot of money in my PayPal, so I actually sent it as this was like a bank transfer, more or less. It wasn't that I spent 8,000 in one night. Like, I had spent maybe 200 on transfers, and I had sent like 6,000 to my bank. So then I said, fuck it, it would make a funny tweet. So I'll just sit there and I'll say I spent 8K. In total though, I probably spent like maybe around 3-4K US on transfers, but it wasn't 8K.
To rank 1, so this must have worked, right? After spending all this money, he still wasn't able to get to rank 1, but he's gone too far to turn back now. Plus, that isn't the kind of guy Dantes is. He's not a quitter, he's going to hit rank 1 no matter what.
Yep.
So, if it wasn't the lack of transfers that was holding him back, then it must be the ping. Because of this, Dantes decided that he would move somewhere where he would have less ping, so he would have a better experience.
Well, okay, so this, not necessarily. So what happened it was more so like, it's not, I mean, this was EU, but it's because I said, I'm getting target banned in A, so I'll go to EU, right? And then when I went to EU, that's when I said, okay, well, if I have better ping in EU, right, with less target bans, then it'll be easier, right?
Playing the game, and he would be more likely to achieve rank 1, but that didn't help either. So he decided that maybe his champ was the problem, and he would play another champ so that he couldn't be permabanned.
Yep. Not this clip, man.
I have fucking cancer.
Okay. Not this clip.
It's fine. Oh my god! It's fine.
No matter what, Dantes couldn't reach his goal. However, he would never give up on his dream. But not just that, he would have to cut ties with anyone who didn't believe in his dream.
No. Actually, what you said was that you think it's disrespectful that I pretend to be a challenger player when I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay. And how can you like possibly think that?
What do you mean? You have a huge ego.
What huge ego do I have?
What?
What huge ego do I have?
You don't think you have ego?
When I've ever played with you, have I ever egoed you? Have I ever egoed any other junglers?
You literally go on Twitter saying how this is gonna be the final transfer and how nothing's gonna stop you from getting.
And how's that
Challenger
ego?
top 10.
How's that ego? Is that ego, or is that just me saying that I have a goal and I want to go for it, no matter what, no matter the cost?
I mean,
What?
not a goal you can hit.
It might not be a goal that you think I can. I mean, okay, so listen. When I was like cutting ties, right? The reason that I was cutting ties with a lot of people, it wasn't because they were saying like, oh, this or that, or like, oh, you can't make it, or this. You know, it wasn't just because of that. It was because they were saying it in ways where it's like, so for example, right? They would say shit like, instead of just Dantes has to like abuse transfers for Challenger, right? It's like one of the things that someone had said was he's lying to his viewers or he's lying to himself because there's no way he can hit it, so he's just there lying to everybody, right? That was one of the things they had said, and that's where I was like, whoa, you know? And then Scrub Noob, for example, it wasn't just the fact that he said you're not a Challenger level player. It's that then he's sitting there like spreading lies, talking about like the only times you've ever hit Challenger, which is through transferring, which is not true, right? Every time I've hit Challenger was never off a transfer. And it was because he was there like making up these things. And when I confronted him, he was like completely twisting everything I was saying and fucking like turning everything around, and it was insane, you know? So the reason why I was cutting ties, it wasn't because like people were saying I wasn't good enough. It's because people were making attacks on like my character. Does that make sense? Like they're making attacks on my character, they're spreading lies about me, and it's like these aren't friends who would do shit like that. So that's why I started cutting ties. You see what I'm talking about? It was literally just because of fucking people sitting there and like spreading lies or like rumors and shit. But that doesn't matter. It's not an ego thing, it's about me talking about something. So does it really trigger you that I have goals and aspirations? Is that what you're talking about? It triggers
Don't
you
you
that...
call yourself the best hacker in the world?
Yeah?
Have you not said this like a million times? And
Yeah.
you could barely get Challenger on NA?
Scrub Noob, the person.
Again, barely get Challenger on NA. Every time I hit Challenger NA, I would never get my champion. Scrubnoob played hundreds of games of Rengar on NA. He would get Rengar literally 70% of the time, and he wasn't able to go past 1.1 KLP. If you were to ever give me Hecarim in a good state, with like not many bans and shit, bro, I could have easily gotten past that. Can someone tell me the origin of Dante's Darkwing Jacksonville? I'll talk about that later. But I mean, it's nothing really crazy. It was just that I was looking for a duo and I messaged him one day.
Talking in this video was one of Dantes' best friends on the platform. However, because Dantes saw that his friend wasn't supporting his ambition and saying that he doesn't have the skill to achieve rank 1 and to be the rank 1 player, he decided to cut ties with him. And this is not the only time where this has happened.
Doaenel first, and then I'll talk about this. Just remind me. You know how he types? Like, legit, like, we were talking about a girl, I forgot. We were talking about, like, girls. It's like, yo, bro, I'm like not enough, whatever the fuck. And I was like, yo, like, you know, you always get rejected by the hot girls, and the hot girls get rejected by even the hotter guys, you know, you shouldn't be, like, upset by that. And it's like, yes, why do you think I'm going for rank 1 then? So no girl can ever reject me. It's like, I wanna be the best of the best, man, that's why I'm going for rank 1.
Yo, you guys know motherfucking Dawn!
Oh, thanks for
Best hacker in the world.
Thank you. I mean, what he's saying, like, he's not wrong. I said that the reason why I wanted to go for rank 1 is because in my mind, I've talked about this on stream, by the way, but in my mind, I've always said that the problem is that I always felt like I wasn't enough, right? Like, I would never be enough. And if there was, like, let's say I'm ranked 20, and there's a guy who's ranked 19, hitting someone up who I was talking to, then it's like, why would she not leave the rank 20 for the rank 19, you know? So then that's why I was like, bro, if I would get rank 1, it would literally mean that I'm like the best of the best, you know what I'm talking about? And like, how could the best of the best ever get left if there's no one better to upgrade from? You see what I'm talking about? I promise you they do not care. Yeah, but the reason why I was going for rank 1, it wasn't just for that. It was like, it was nothing to do with dating. Rank 1, it's like more to do with like viewers, right? Because like if you're the best streamer, if you're the best like player and stuff, then why would people want to, like, I don't know. I was in this like dark mental place, you know?
What? We're talking about girls. It's like, yes, man, I wanna get on the rank 1 path, man. I wanna be the best I can ever be.
But the thing about this is like, give me a second. Give me a second, because I think I could actually like find something. Because with this, it was more so like, no, so he's like being weird about it because I had never told him I was going for rank 1 for girls, right? It's because at one point I was talking to a girl who was like a VIP in his stream or some shit like that, right? And then I had like, at one point I had messaged him and I'd be like, bro, the thing is that you never gave her attention, and that's why she isn't like dating you, right? So is the only reason she's talking to me because she didn't get your attention, right? Like, if you would have given her attention, then it's like she would want to be dating you. You know what I'm talking about? And then that's why I was saying that it's like, it's almost like as a guy, I was always there looking for like the person. Was she flirting with you? I mean, yeah, like, yeah, but it's like the dynamic was that she would like message him and he would just like respond. He was never like interested, you know? And then at one point I started talking to her. And then it's like, I wouldn't just respond, right? I would like also talk back and shit. So then that's when she started like becoming interested in me, right? But then I was like, is it really because of me? Or is it because like I'm just a streamer who's giving you attention? Like, type 1 if you guys understand what I'm talking about. Like, is it because I'm Dantes? Or is it because I'm the streamer that's actually responding to your DMs? You see what I'm talking about? So that's why I was, like, telling him. I was like, what was I saying? Like, okay, here. I'll actually show you guys this. Because what I was telling him, it wasn't about rank 1. I'll show you guys. Look at this. That's my problem. Every time I talk to a girl, I feel like they're only telling me because someone else rejected them. I'm nothing special, no one's special. And then, even if that's not the case, even if I was special for them, I could never trust them anyways because of my past, you know? And then he's like, that's such a bad way. He said that's a bad way to look at it. There'll always be someone better and someone always get rejected by someone better, right? So then that's when I responded and I said, why do you think I'm going for rank 1, right? And then I said, it's so I can be the best, so no one can be better, right? So you see what I'm talking about? It's like, that's what I was talking about it, you know? Because he was telling me, here, I'll show you. Because this doesn't like leak anything, right? But he's like, that's a bad way of looking at it. There will always be someone better, and someone always got rejected by someone better. And then I said, not if I'm the best. You see what I'm talking about? I was like, yeah, but what if I'm the best? It's like, sure, people get rejected by people who are better, right? But if you're the best, then how can you? You know what I'm talking about? And then I told him this after. I said, it's chill though, man. What if I told you I legitimately wouldn't care about anything, but my name is fucking Doobleed Purple? It's so disgustingly fucked up. It's like, dude, listen, I'm gonna be honest. With this, it wasn't even about girls or rank 1 or anything. It was the fact that every fucking day, I had to go live with the name Doobleed fucking Purple. That was the worst. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So that's the thing. It's like when I told him, like, why do you think I'm going for rank 1? That it wasn't the reason I was going for rank 1. The reason I was going for rank 1 wasn't about, like, getting a girl who, like, oh, dude. It was just more so about having one thing that I could say about myself where it's like there isn't, like, an upgrade. Like, you can't upgrade from rank 1. You know what I'm talking about? Like, type 1 if you understand it a bit more now. There's always a guy who's, like, more purple. Yep, I know what you mean.
What's the bet, man?
Being dead serious.
What's the bet?
What's the bet? By the end of June, I'm Challenger US.
How much?
How much? How much you want to do?
1,000 euros.
Okay, no. I mean, eventually went up to 1,000. 500 euros?
Yeah.
You can do that.
Easiest bet of my life until the end of June.
Yep, so last day of June, midnight?
Yep.
So that's the thing about it, dude. I still have no doubt in my mind that with this bet, if I could have taken caffeine and I didn't get like hospitalized, I think I would have been able to do it. Because it's the fact that my mental was in a really fucked up state, and then I wasn't able to like take caffeine to like escape from it. So I would always like int in games and shit. Never like I'd lost so many games just by like inting.
4 to 6 weeks later.
Wait, can we get this? Wait, can we get a pickup?
Yep.
I'll get Chal one day. Just wasn't meant to be this month.
So this was like the weird thing, right? When I had done this donation, read the
6
donation.
weeks later.
Wait,
The day that I lost a bet, I pay
Can we
with
get
$1,000. I said, I'll get Chow one day. It just wasn't meant to be this month. And then I said, what? Snag Korean baddies for me. Enjoy the rest of the trip, right? He responds to this by doing a money spread and saying like easiest bet of my life on Twitter. I was like, what, dude? Like, okay. Like,
this? Wait, can we get a pickup?
like,
I'll
okay.
get Chal one day.
I was trying to be
Wasn't
like
meant to be
nice, but
this
okay, I
month.
guess. Like,
Snag a Korean baddie for me. Enjoy the rest of the trip.
Damn, with a nice message as well.
The thing you have to understand is peak doesn't matter. It's just what elo you think you are. And
This is true.
I'm challenger, so I'll get there with ease. Because the thing is, the universe operates on like 3 different like spectrums of reality, where there's like physical and then there's like mental and then spiritual.
this is true.
So as long as you can sit there, and as long as you can like make your mental into the physical, then essentially what you do is you like force it into happening.
This
Does
is
that make
true.
sense?
Dantes used to be friends with Elo Santa also, the person in this clip. However, because Elo Santa didn't believe in Dantes and didn't believe he would achieve rank 1, not only did he cut off friendly contact with him, he also made a bet with him to prove just how wrong he was about
Again,
it.
not true. It wasn't. Again, it had nothing to do with like. It had nothing to do with people saying that I wasn't good enough for rank 1. It had to do with how they said it. Because there's a difference between someone saying, yeah, I don't think he's good enough for rank 1, and then there's a difference between someone saying, like, oh yeah, this guy's just, like, lying and manipulating and, like, gaslighting his viewers and trying to, like, you know, it's like, the way people say it means so much more than what they actually say.
However, the bet didn't go in Dantes' favour, and he was left in the same position which he was in before, minus around €1,000.
Yep.
However, this rank 1 grind still has much, much more to take from Dantes.
I was feeling pretty shitty for like a couple days, right? So it started like Tuesday, and then what ended up happening was like I would feel this burning sensation in my chest and stuff. And then I thought that it would pass, right? Like I thought that I'd be fine after like a day or 2 of like rest.
Yeah.
But it didn't get better. And then what ended up happening was I went to the hospital on Thursday, and after going to the hospital on Thursday, they told me that I had like pericarditis and myocarditis and mono, which pretty much means that like my entire heart was pretty much like inflamed. I'm like 99% sure, because like my girlfriend tested negative for mono, so it's like it wasn't.
So
for her,
again,
right?
like, she did test negative for it. Could it have been lies? It could have been, right? I'm not saying it's not, but she sent me this like paper showing like her name and the test saying it came back negative, right? Again, now like looking back on it, could it have been lies? It could have been, 100%. Could it have also been the fact that my immune system was just very weak, right? And I was actually going out for the first time in 2 years, and maybe I just fucking, because you can get mono from like even like utensils, right? Mono is pretty much this thing where it's like it's like this disease that makes you feel extremely fatigued and tired, right? But you can get it from any kind of like contact, like saliva or shit like that. So like I know one person was saying they got it because utensils weren't cleaned properly, and since it's a very like viral thing, that's how they got it, you know? Yeah, mono isn't just an STD. It's not just an STD. It can also be gotten like virally, right? Sharing water bottles. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So that's the thing about it. It's like, again, looking back on it, it could have been lies, right? But I'm gonna assume that it's not. But again, like it could have been. I'm not putting it like past anything.
So like my guess is I was just like overworking myself way too hard. and then it like made my immune system super fucking bad.
Yeah.
Which like set, I guess, the pavement to getting something like shitty happen to you, you know?
So that's why what I think it was, right? Because my mom was actually showing me as well. What I got is a thing called Epstein-Barr virus, right? And the way that you get it a lot of the time mentally is by being stressed and always pushing yourself past your limits, right? And that's literally the state I was in for months. Perma stressed, perma tired, right? I would be fucking there. I would fucking sleep 5 hours a day, take 200, 300 milligrams of caffeine a day to make up for it, and I'd still be super low energy on stream. And then that low energy would make me more stressed because I'd say, why am I not entertaining anymore? So then I'd take more caffeine and I'd sleep less hours. And then the next day I'd go live and I'd be less energy and I'd say, fuck it, I need to take more caffeine. And it was this never ending, constant toxic cycle of just awfulness, bro. Awfulness, right? Super fucking bad.
So, I mean, that's what it
When
is.
was this? This was beginning of June. You were taking way more than 300 milligrams some days. I was like 200 to like 400 milligrams.
So I had to spend, what, the last like 5 nights at the hospital? So they could like monitor me, and then I got like my MRI.
Funny story, actually, I almost fucking died. So in your blood, there's this thing called BNP levels, and it measures heart failure. A normal guy my age, his BNP level is 100, right? If you have over 5,000, like you're gonna die soon, right? I was at 8,000 when I got admitted to the hospital. 8,000. I had some nights I would wake up, my entire bed soaked in sweat. I would be clutching my heart because it would literally feel like I was getting a heart attack, right? But I was like, oh, if I just wait a few days, it'll pass. I genuinely think if I had waited 1 or 2 more days, listen to how crazy fate is, guys. Listen to how, I've never talked about this on stream before, right? I was actually supposed to go on a trip with my friends June 2nd, June 3rd. We were supposed to go camping. June 2nd, June 3rd. A few days before we're supposed to go camping, I'd start feeling bad. I started feeling really bad, right? But I said I'll just stick it out, and then when I go camping, I'll feel a lot better. Because at least when I go camping, I'll be outside. I'll be like having a bit of exercise, so it'll do good for my heart, right? Then one of my friends, because I was supposed to go with 3 other guys, one of them says, oh, I can't make it. And then the other one's like, yeah, I can't either. The plans fall through. I shit you not when I say this. Had the plans not fell through, I would not have gone to the hospital. I would have gone camping. I would have gotten a heart attack and I would have fucking died. I promise you this. I'm not kidding. I would have legitimately gotten a heart attack and died had I gone camping. But because the plans fell through, I survived. I'm not even kidding. I'm being dead serious. So it's fucking insane.
Morning. So after I got my MRI, they're like, okay, you can go now.
Due to the fact that Dantes was playing so much League of Legends up to this point, upwards of 15 hours in one day,
Yep.
by his own estimation, this level of stress compromised his immune system
Yep.
and caused him to develop 3 different heart infections.
Well, so it wasn't different heart infections. What it was is I got the EBV, right? And then the EBV turned into mono, right? So the EBV turned into mono, and then the mono turned into my heart conditions, pretty much. And yeah, I think it was because my immune system was super weak, and then I literally had been going out for the first time in 2 years, right? Because the other rest of the 2 years, I would just spend it in my room, you know? And then it was when I had gotten my girlfriend that I was like, oh shit, like, I'll start going out more, I'll start going to restaurants, and that's when I got fucked. Am I living a healthy lifestyle now? Yes.
Not where it ends either. Dantes also said on Twitter that he had been battling with depression for the past few weeks because of this challenge.
It wasn't weeks,
and the feeling that
months.
he was letting people down
months.
and not living up to what he said he could do.
Yeah.
But the story doesn't end here either. In fact, it gets much, much worse. The timeline of these events may not all be in order, but they all happened when he was going for rank 1.
Yeah.
First, his League of Legends account was banned, meaning he would have to make a new one, and then get to the same level which he was at with his old one.
How much
And
time
then
did I need to take off the gym? So I took 2 months off the gym. I stopped completely from May 28th until late July. And then it was like early August that I started doing very small at-home workouts. Like, I'm not back to the gym yet. I'm just doing like small things. It's amazing.
After that, the transferring method which he has used previously to climb and gain LP was removed from the game altogether,
Yeah.
meaning that he could no longer use that to gain LP.
Mm-hmm.
And to make it all worse, his Twitch account was indefinitely banned because his name Doaenel looked too much like
Doaenel.
At this point, he was pretty much losing everything, or
Yep.
pretty much lost everything, I suppose.
You know, that's what made me transfer my Doaenel account. Because I said I lost everything. I said I lost this, I lost that, I lost the name Doaenel, I lost fucking Challenger. I lost everything. So that's why what happened was I said, this was when I was going through like this really manic episode. I said the only thing I have left is my Doaenel account, so I'll just transfer that, get it banned. That way I really do lose everything. And then it was when I got the Doaenel account banned that I felt like a little free. Because up until that point, it's like I had one thing to look forward to, but then I had literally nothing. Because my name was still like Bleed Purple, you know?
Even when he got his account back, he would have to change his name to Do Bleed Purple, which killed his ability which killed the ability for his fans to recognize him.
Yeah.
However, that
You
wasn't
know, the craziest shit is that even weeks after I started streaming again with the name Do Bleed Purple, I would have people come to my stream and say, "Who is this? I don't remember following this guy." Literally. I don't remember following Do Bleed Purple. Who's Do Bleed Purple?
enough to stop him.
Crazy.
And unfortunately, he still had a lot left to lose. Dantes has the most unfortunate dating history of anybody who I've ever heard of in my life.
No way!
Dantes has the most unfortunate dating history of anybody who I've ever heard of in my life, being catfished at least 13 times.
So listen, for any new viewers, I've been catfished 13 times in the past.
My first ever girlfriend, I don't even consider a girlfriend because it wasn't, was a catfish from Texas that I was talking to for a month. Literally. My first ever girlfriend.
There was this one time last year where for an entire month I was getting catfished by this person named Caitlin, who eventually changed their name to Doaenel.
Yeah.
And during that time frame, they like donated a lot and all this shit, and like we talked a lot. And then after literally a month, I realized it was just a guy with a voice changer.
Yeah, and I say I realized. It's not that I realized, guys. It's not that I realized. It's that I was supposed to get on a fucking flight that they were supposed to buy for me, but they hadn't booked yet. And my mom said, before you go anywhere, I need all their information. So my mom asked me, what's their fucking name? Their parents' name? What's their address? What's their workplace? And when I get all the information, I gave it to my mom. Then my mom calls me that day because I went to visit my grandparents because I thought I was leaving, right? I went to visit my grandparents because I thought it was even like 2 days. And then my mom says the phone numbers are burner phones. The names don't exist. The houses that they said belong to their parents are for sale. The apartment she lives at is unrented. The building she says she lives at is fucking, they say they never heard of her. And I was like, wow. And like she told me that. And I remember sitting there and saying like, funny joke, you know? I remember saying funny joke. But it wasn't a joke.
Now that might sound funny at the start, but you have to remember that this person did have a valid backstory, and Dantes didn't really have much of...
Not just that they have a valid backstory. They had a friend who vouched for everything they said that was just them on another account. And I would literally have group chats, me and these two people, and they would both be typing at the same time because the guy would have two computers open and he would be typing as Caitlin, typing as the guy, typing as Caitlin, typing as the guy friend. And voice calls! Hey, this headset on with this voice, this headset on with that voice. This one has the voice changer, this one doesn't. So it's not, dude, it's insane. It's like, it's not normal. And that was my first ever experience with dating! My first ever! I had never talked to girls before that! I'd never gone on a date! And that's my first fucking experience! No, bro, it's insane. Did you ever have phone sex with him? Don't lie. Okay, let's see what the rest of the video has to say.
A reason to distrust her, or him I suppose, considering how much money they gave the Dantes. Nonetheless, this would only prove to be a bad omen for things to come. Later on, Dantes got a relationship with a real girl, and nothing went to plan.
Oh, where it got started.
Oh no.
So leading up to my relationship, that I got in May,
Yep.
there was like a bunch of fucky shit that happened. So my ex-girlfriend that I was with last summer, left me in the month of October, and the reason why is just because she thought that it was getting like too hard with like long distance, whatever.
That's true.
And she didn't want to like do it anymore, right? She didn't think it would work out. She didn't think it was worth it. So in October,
Bro is so bad with women. Yeah, but what if I told you the reason I'm so bad with women is because one day I'm gonna find the one. And the thing is, you can't find the one right away because it's like a needle in a haystack. So it's like you're gonna get taken to the fucking cleaners by the hose, but then one day you'll find the one and it'll make it worth it. Type 1 if you know what I mean. The hoes are gonna take you to the fucking cleaners, dude, but then that one day you find the one, it'll be chill. You know what I mean? Stacking RNG, yep, legit. There's not the one. Hey, you know, let me live in my delusion then.
she leaves me, right? A girl who said that she'd be with me there forever, that we'd get married, that
Yep.
we'd like have kids one day, right?
Funny story about my my first, like, this is a girl that I was dating her for 5 months. I remember always asking her, "Hey, when are you gonna tell your parents? When are you gonna tell your mom about me?" She's like, "Oh, I'll tell them then." And then it's like, then never came. And I was like, "Hey, when are you gonna tell your mom about me?" "Oh, I'll tell them then." Then never came. And then she was like, "Oh, I started seeing my therapist and I started telling my therapist about you." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So when are you gonna tell your mom about me?" "Oh, I don't know." And I was like, "Oh, cool." So that's why it's like, I should have known from the get-go that it was just a complete waste of time.
That I told my parents about, right?
So I told my parents about that girl. I told all my friends about that girl. But the only fucking person that she had told about me to was her fucking friend with BPD. That was her online friend. That was it. She didn't tell her IRL friends. She didn't tell her fucking like her parents, her family, no one. She only told her online friend. That was it. It was crazy.
She leaves. So I was like, okay.
Yep.
So then I meet my ex. Feels weird calling her my ex, though, but yeah. So
Hey, I
then
will
my-
say it felt weird, but nowadays it's like easy to say it. No bullshit. It actually got a lot easier. Because initially I would always like confuse. I always be like, "Oh, that," and then nowadays it's like, "Oh yeah, X." You know,
ex, right?
it's chill.
And we got to talking, right? She tells me she just got out of this like abusive relationship, whatever it is. That the guy was.
There's one thing I can give you guys, a piece of advice. If you're ever talking to a girl, and she ever has like more than one conversation with you about her ex doing this or that or this or that, she ain't over him. Leave. Take my word for this. If they feel the need to talk about their ex, they are not over it. Get the fuck out of there. Trust me. Trust me.
Super toxic, super manipulative. She wasn't ready for a relationship, all this stuff, right? And I said, you know what? The thing is, I'm not ready for a relationship either, you know? So I didn't mind it. I was like, it's chill.
That's true.
So what ends up happening is we're there. And we're talking, right? We're talking for like 3 weeks, whatever. And there just got to one point where I genuinely started liking her, right? And I knew with her past, right, with her past relationships and how much she had been hurt, it's like I didn't want to hurt her as well, right? So then what happened is I told her.
Yeah,
straight
because
up.
the thing about me, like I think I explained, but in case I don't, thing about me is that like if I'm talking to a girl and she does like one cringe thing, I'll never talk to her again. Literally, I could be talking to her for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, doesn't matter. If she does one cringe thing, I'm never talking to you again, and I'll never look back either, right? So that's why it's like I didn't want, like at that point, I didn't want her to get attached to me because it's like, bro, I'll literally just drop you like that, you know. So that's why I pulled back a bit, and then I think I explained what happens here.
I said like, listen, I like you, but if you do anything to me ever, I will drop you like that.
Yep,
And
exactly.
I don't want to hurt you, right? Like
Yep.
you've been hurt in the past, so I'd rather just not talk to you, you know. So then she sits there and she had this reaction I never would have expected, where she said, "It's okay, I understand."
You know?
Yo, you
Oh,
guys
that's
know
how I got
motherfucking
fucked.
Doaenel? Best
That's
hacker in
good.
the
Thanks for
world.
good. Appreciate that. Thank you. Dude, that's how I got fucked. Because the thing is, in the past when I would say that, right? It's like usually the reaction is I'll be like, "Oh no, don't worry, I'm not like that. I'm not like the others," you know? And then when she said, "It's okay, I understand," that's when I was like, "Oh." Fuck! Fuck! Dude, it's
And when
fine.
she said that, I was like taken aback, right?
Yeah.
I was
Literally.
like, oh, interesting, right? And then the next day, what happens is we were talking, right? And I remember like it was yesterday, it was midnight.
Yep.
And I go to sleep at midnight.
So that entire day, I was thinking to myself, I was like, bro, like this girl, she doesn't have a very good past, right? I haven't really heard that many great things about her. So I shouldn't, I shouldn't fucking like keep talking to her. And then I got cucked by God himself. I got cucked by God himself. Listen to this shit.
At 2:30 a.m., she messages me,
I'm asleep. I went to bed at midnight.
miss you,
And then she says, I miss you. At like 2:30.
right? So this is before we started dating. This is like maybe like 2 weeks into the talking phase, right? She messages me, I miss you at 2:30 a.m. And I wake up the next morning at maybe 7 a.m.
Yep.
and I had responded to her text at 4.
Holy dude, you're still talking about that. What? I'm talking about this entire video that was made about me. And this is just a part of the video. The fuck?
4 while I was asleep, saying I'm here.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That's where I got cucked by God.
So I saw that, and
It was when it was 4:44 a.m. Dude, you guys don't understand. I texted in my sleep at 4:44 a.m., bro. Hoodville warned you, Dantes. Okay, so this is the other thing that I feel like a lot of people don't understand. When it came to my ex, the only guy that warned me about her was her ex, who she said was abusive. There was no one else. And then after I started dating her, then I had some people who were making some comments. But before I actually started dating her, bro, it was just her ex who she said was abusive that said shit like that. It was no one else, right? At one point, I had even asked Stevens, and Stevens said, "Oh, you know, like, I would date her if I were you." And I was like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, okay." The fuck? So that's the thing. It's like, dude, it's not like I was there and I wasn't having, like, every guy, like, dude, stop what you're doing. Like, bro, it wasn't that. If it was that, I would never have done it, you know? But I literally had, like, no one tell me shit.
I said,
Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes.
is there some kind of like fucking divine bullshit happening? You know,
Yep.
like what is going on? That I'm being serious. I sleep texted her. I'm
Pump
here.
and dump, bro. Yeah, but see, that's the cancer thing about me, Flashcast, is that when I was growing up, I would read all these, like, romantic books and shit. So it's like, unironically, I have that part of me. So, oh my god. You're not wrong. Like, because the thing is, I always thought that if you meet up with them IRL, they aren't gonna do shit to you. You know, like they aren't gonna like cheat on you. They aren't gonna do that. It's only if it's like online, because they don't view you as a person. You're just another guy online, right? So that's why I said the day we met up. It was her the day we met up that I asked her to be my girlfriend. Legit, like the day we met up. Later that night, I had fucking asked my mom. I had went out. I had bought a teddy bear. I still remember it was a fucking like cat, because cats were her favorite animals. I buy a stuffed cat, and then I had my friend's mom, because she works in like engraving shit. She engraved this wooden plaque that said like, "Will you be my girlfriend?" Right, and it's like then I attached that to the neck of the fucking the stuffed cat there, and it's like later that night, I'd brought her to this like place beside a river, this really nice one. I'd bought these fucking like little lanterns and shit, bro. All these fake fucking rose petals. I fucking scatter the rose petals, put the lanterns. She has her blindfold on so she doesn't see. And then I tell her, take the blindfold off. I fucking bring the thing out, the stuffed cat with the "Will you be my girlfriend?" And oh. Fuck, it's fine. Live and learn. At 4:44, you know? So what happens is I sit there and I see that, right? Bruh, it's like you're making me want to be a girl just so I can date you. You know, I had remembered this yesterday when I was talking to my friend. So the first time we had met up, right? Because dude, the thing is, like, I'm not even trolling. I literally learned everything about dating from like books and shit. Legit. Listen to this. So the first time we had met up, right? She had taken the train and she had come to like the station, you know. And when I saw her, she didn't see me. So then I went up to her, and at that point she had told me she loved me and everything. We weren't dating yet, but it's like it was very clear like what the dynamic was, right? So I went up and I went for like a hug from like behind, I guess, and she seemed like startled, you know. And then she gave me this kind of like friendly kind of hug thing, right? So I was like, oh, interesting, right? So then what happens is we're in the car, right? And we're driving, okay? And then it's like I see that she's like on her phone, like texting her mom, whatever, and she has her like feet turned away from me, right? So I'll teach you guys something with body language. Okay, look, let me teach you guys something about body language. So let's say you're there and you're in a car with someone, right? And they're like this, away from you. It means they're not interested. But then if they're like this towards you, it means they are interested, right? So like if you're in a passenger seat type shit, right? So then what happens is I see that she's like turned kind of like away from me, whatever. And then I was like, okay, the thing is I need to make this like not awkward right now. So what I did was she had rings on her hands. So I said, oh, are those rings? Let me see them, you know, as like an excuse, like hold her hand. And then she's like, oh yeah. And then she started talking about them. So then I looked at her and I said, are you nervous? She said yes. Then I kissed her hand and I said, don't be. And I kept driving. And then instantly, right away, she started like leaning towards me and she was like a lot more like relaxed and shit, bro. I swear. No, I'm telling you, it was Smurf. I smurfed it. Is that an XD or a Giga Chad? Type 1 if that's Chad, type 2 if that's cringe, be honest. No, I swear, it was Smurf. Unreal Riz. Cringe, but girls love that shit. Because that's the thing, dude. Listen, the thing is, when I was growing up, I would literally perma-read fucking, like, fantasy love stories and shit. And this was all written by these 50-year-old women in these fucking loveless marriages and shit. So it's like, I was like, huh, this is literally what girls want and shit. So I literally learned about dating from the fucking books I would read. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm not even trolling. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this a chance, you know? Like, that shit. Do you think there's a correlation between that and you being catfished 13 times? Well, me being catfished was just because, like, catfishing is unironically the highest IQ thing to do. Because if you get catfished, it means you're high IQ. Because let's say you're talking to a person, you think they're a girl, you're happy. You find out later they're not a girl, you drop them. But then if they are a girl, then you continue being happy. So it's like no matter what, in the present moment, you're always happy while you're getting catfished. And then if you're unhappy after, it's like just don't get attached and you're chill. Being catfished is low-key Giga Chad. Why can't all men be like you? And to be honest, I think the last thing you'd want is for all men to be like me, fucking making Lulu TikToks, spending thousands on transferring. Imagine one day you're like married to a guy that's like me, right? And then you're like, honey, we don't have any food left in the pantry. And then I say, no problem. I'll get it. And then like you give me the credit card, you come back later, there's no food, the kids are starving, and you see me on a fresh account placement 0-0. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like that's the last thing you'd ever fucking want, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? There's no way that's a coincidence, so maybe I'll give it a chance, right? And then she tells me, I know you'll never hurt me. Yep. That was another thing too. Moment, I was just like, okay, so then this is just me talking about the cheating incident, whatever. I never planned on hurting her. I would never hurt her, you know? Is it long of knowing took me by where does he like talk? What happens is relationships, it's almost like the relationship found us, right? Yep. So what ends up happening is she was scheduled to come by on May 19th, right? And I knew that that she had never had anything like good before, that she had never like had a person who I guess really cared about her. At least that's what she told me, right? Yeah, that's the thing too, cause like, or she was supposed to come on May 19th. Okay, so then I go over the thing I said. I got this like teddy bear. Yeah, the teddy bear. And then I got this like plaque. I mean, that was the thing too, bro. It's like, oh my god, the cringe thing about it. Like, okay, the thing that I disliked about the whole like cheating incident, whatever, it wasn't even just because of me. It was because like at one point she had told me like, oh yeah, I never had a good birthday before, so I was like, okay, chill. I'll make it a good birthday. And then I had went out and I had bought this locket, right? I bought this locket to put a picture of us in, right? And my mom was the one who actually helped me. And it took my mom literal hours to like get a place, like find a place where it's like they could cut a picture into like the size of the locket and then to like attach it and all this shit. So it was just like, my mom was unironically like invested in the relationship too and shit, you know? That's why I was like, fuck, bro. That I had my mom's friend engrave, will you be my girlfriend, right? I get this, like, I get these, so fucking cringe, fake goes really well. And then that night, I do this, like, I guess, boyfriend-girlfriend proposal in a way, right? Yep. Where, and then it was only after I had done that we had posted a picture of us on Twitter. And then after that, that's when I had people DMing me. That's when I had people saying like, yo, bro, you need to be careful, this, that. But then by then I was like, bro, I'm already dating her. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just gonna fucking be like, all right, never mind. People online are telling me bad things, so I'm gonna leave you. You know what I mean? So that was where I got fucked. But what I should have done, unironically, is I should have just kept it in the talking stage for the first 2-3 times we would have met up. Because I'm gonna be honest, if it was longer than a month that we had been in the talking stage, I would have never done the relationship. Because I'd rush things. So that's why you guys, bro, take that as advice. Never rush shit ever. Never rush shit. Even my brother has a body count of 100, and the girl he's seeing right now, like his first ever girlfriend, legit, first ever. And I don't even think they slept together yet. And they've been like kind of seeing each other for like 2-3 months now. You know what I mean? Staying at this like hotel that was by like a river. Do I look like my brother? Every time I show what my brother looks like, you guys just call him Giga Chad. That's what my brother looks like. I mean, I can't blame you for calling him fucking Giga Chad. Like, and you know what the worst part is? You look at his fucking logs in my stream, bro. Oh my god. Shove Doaenel's cock down your throat. Texas boy. This is after I got catfished. And he was like memeing me for it. Oh my god. Is that the condom you were supposed to use on Doaenella? Shitty stream. I'm your daddy, bitch. I didn't even mod him. Fuck him. Is that my brother? Yeah. Texas boy. It's because Doaenel is from Texas. That's why.
River, right? So I bring her to the river. It was like maybe
Yep.
9 p.m.
Okay.
And I have land. And
So then I tell a
so
story.
because she is like liar, manipulator, right, and stuff like that. So what happens is after we make it official, everyone or like people who she used to interact with start like
Yep.
saying, "Oh, she's just gonna cheat on him."
Yep.
This, that.
And
I
dude,
start
that's the
getting
crazy thing
DMs,
too.
right? Like,
It was only after I had made the recent tweet saying like, "Oh yeah, I got cheated on," that fucking I don't know if I said this before, but that a girl from that went to like her high school or some shit said like, "Oh yeah, she used to fucking like tell random guys that like her boyfriends were dead so she can cheat on her boyfriends at the time." I was like, fuck. Dude, it's like if I had known that shit beforehand, like fuck.
like, bro, she's just gonna cheat on you. Like, don't fall for this shit, you know. So
What does my
I was
dad
like-
look like? My dad? Could I even like find a picture of him? My dad. Oh, this is like a family photo. Okay. This is like a family photo. I can show you guys this one. Pew, pew, pew. Alright, so this was when we lived on the boat. So this was me, my brother, my mom, my dad. Giga Chad dad. It's like where did my genetics go wrong? You know what I mean?
okay. I didn't want to let.
It's like low-key you were the retarded one. It's like where did my genetics go, God? I know what you mean. You know that's the worst thing? My brother looks the way he does and he still talks about getting like facial cosmetic surgeries and shit because he wants to have like a permanent brow bone. Like, you know how most guys are gonna be there and like these are their eyes? My brother wants to make it so his eyes are always like this. I was like, okay.
Other people affected, right? Because if she's telling me that no, I love and care for you and all this stuff, then it's like she would back. And
Oh yeah, this. Not this incident.
as a girl who's in love, right? It just didn't make sense that she was acting the way she was.
Oh, this incident. The fucking showing her my manifesto notepad and then her telling me, her like crying in my arms and telling me I will make sure you never feel that way again and you never feel like you're not enough. But then the fact that she was cheating on me while she was on that trip in my house here. Not that incident. It's lit. Oh, it's fucking crazy. The manifesto, yup, the manifesto incident. Never show a girl the manifesto. Yup, legit. Never, ever, ever show a girl the manifesto, chat. Show one of the worst points in your life and she decided to give you more cancer. No, the worst thing is, she had like taken my hand and she was like, she brought me to my bed and she was like crying in my arms and shit. And she was like, oh, make sure like I'll never hurt you. And I was like, okay. Like I remember saying there and being like, oh, it's okay, whatever. Because like, even then I didn't really like believe it. I was like,
So it gets so
no shot she said that? Yes. Dude, guys, you know how crazy it is? So keep in mind, right? Keep in mind she was the one that cheated on me. There was one time we had gone to the mall. Listen to how insane. We had gone to the mall and there was a girl who like walked by me and I looked. I just looked at the girl, right? Not at her ass, just like, oh, like glancing. And then, paf! In my stomach. And I was like, what the fuck? And then she said, don't you dare look at other girls. I was like, holy shit! Fuck! Bro! What the I was like, Jesus Christ. But I was like, fuck, like, that means she must really like me, you know? I was like, fuck. Isn't that totally a red flag? Well, the thing is that at the time I didn't think it was, but now I guess it's just projection, you know? Like it is just projection, right? Like if people are gonna be doing shit, then they'll pretend they're not, type shit. Bro, we are here for the stream, not psychology. No, but the reason I'm going over this is because someone made a video about me, so that's why I'm reacting to it.
Like every night, I'm literally there.
Ignoring red flags because of low self-esteem, Sag? No, so the reason why, listen, because, listen, for me it isn't low self-esteem, okay? Let me explain it to you. I've always felt like I wasn't enough, but that never meant that I allowed girls to put me through shit. This is, like, what I'm saying is true. There have been times in my life I've talked to girls, chat, even, like, literally more attractive than my ex, right? And I would drop them after a week, literally, because I was like, no, you're not worth my time, right? The reason why I allowed my ex to get away with shit was because I had a mentality of dating to marry, right? I had a mentality of, like, if I'm gonna date someone, then it means I'm gonna marry them, no matter, like, how bad things get, as long as they don't cheat, right? But then I had someone message me on, like, I think it was Twitter or Discord a few days ago, and they told me in life, you should never date to marry, you should date to be happy. And if you are happy for a while, then you get married. But you don't just date and instantly commit yourself. And that's when I was like, oh shit, right? And that's why nowadays I have, like, that mentality, right? So I'm talking about. You gotta clap another girl's cheeks before she rides on my Jeep. Preemptive strike. Oh, that one.
And I'm like thinking in my bed for 3 hours. I'm getting cheated on.
Oh yeah, this is another thing too, bro. Like, no cancer, the relationship actually made my health a lot worse too. Because every night I would say her words don't line up with her actions. I'm sure she's doing something, and it would literally make my heart race, like, to a level you guys would never even understand. Like, I swear there was one night where I swear it felt like I was running a marathon. That's how bad it was. Like, it was so fucking bad. So that's why I'm glad too that it's, like, done now, because I actually have gotten in much better health since. Like, no bullshit. Nowadays my heart feels a lot better. I'm able to do light workout. Oh, it feels so fucking good. So happy.
Literally fucking go for a 30-minute walk. I would go for eating. I knew it deep down in my heart, right? Anymore. Right. I'm like,
and that's the funny thing about this. So, like, when I had made this I got cheated on video, whatever, a lot of people thought, oh, he's just doing this for, like, clout or attention, whatever it is, right? But then I had even specified in the comment on it that the reason I released the video was more so to help anyone that was going through something similar as me, right? And the cool thing is, even to this day, I still get DMs from people who will say shit like, you know, I went through something similar, or like, something similar had happened to me in the past, and watching your video and seeing how open you are about everything, it's like, it actually helped me a lot. So that's why I'm really happy too, right? No regrets about making everything public, because it helped a lot of people who are, like, my viewers or, like, my supporters and shit. You gotta realize a lot of people aren't marriage material. Oh, trust me, I know. Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me, I know.
I can't keep, like, pretending that things are okay. And she had to, like, force it out of me, right, by the way? Because problems, right?
Yeah, because
at the end of the day,
that's the thing too. Like, a lot of the time I would have this, like, problem when it comes to, like, dating, where I was like, if you're open, from Argentina, I really like you. Have a nice day, man. Thanks, scenario. Hope you have a good day too, buddy. But anyways, so, like, I have this problem too with, like, stuff like that, where I'm like, oh, if I show weakness, then they're not gonna like me, right? If I show weakness, they're not going to like me, and they're going to want to leave me because I'm not what they think I am, you know? But then I realized that at the end of the day, chat, if you show a girl who you really are, right, then one of two things is going to happen, right? You're either going to lose a hoe or you're going to gain a wife. Remember what I just said. Being open allows you to either lose the hoes or you gain the wives. Legit. You either find the person who's going to stick there and be with you no matter what, or you're going to just lose the people who are just there with you for the fucking whatever anyways, you know?
Why would I talk about my problems? If I talk about my problems, I'm a fucking burden. And I don't want...
Yep.
I always keep everything to myself, right? All these worries, I just sit there and I let myself overthink and fucking kill my thoughts with
Yeah. Okay.
It's abusive, toxic, manipulative. She hoped he died. She couldn't stand him. She hated his guts.
That was insane.
The guy she told me that ruined her life for 2
You
years.
know, dude, listen. It was, oh my god. Oh my god. That was the thing that made me like instantly end it. Because I remember sitting there, and at one point I was like practically begging her, like, "Oh, don't go back to smoking, don't go back to all those habits and shit, whatever." And when her ex sent me like the DMs between him and her, it's like she had me who was there begging her, like, "Oh, like please don't do anything bad, don't do this, don't do that." And then she messages her ex, "Hey, I'm gonna go smoke and do some bad shit. I'll be right back. I love you. Talk to you later." Like while she was dating me. And then when I saw that, I was like, wow, you really are ungrateful for the fact that I cared about you, aren't you? And that's what made it like super easy for me to drop it. Can I grow a beard? I mean, I can, but the problem is my facial hair isn't that great. That's the issue.
I got a message from
What video is this? This is a video that a guy made called Mandatory Excellence, the problem with self-help. And he like went over like my story. So that's why we're like reacting to it.
Instagram.
Modern woman? No, but guys, see, the problem is, listen, like, unironically, it's not every single girl. The problem is, it has to do with,
Yo,
like,
you
where
guys
you meet
know
them and shit.
motherfucking Doaenel? Best hacker in the world.
Excuse, thanks for some. Welcome. Thank you. So, like, that's the thing about it. It's, like, it really isn't every single girl. Like, it's just, like, if you just, like, you just need to find the... Listen, I was talking to my friend's dad yesterday, and he said, at the end of the day, Dantes, the thing is, every girl's crazy. And you just need to find one that has the type of craziness that you can deal with. And then you just take her and you say, you know what, fuck it. Like, that's what it is. It's just like, at the end of the day, you just need to find the person who's like, they mesh with you. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Unironically, Canadian women are horrible. I live in Canada and you're out of luck, bud. I mean, not with all of them. Like, I know some, like, good ones.
And he says, "Yo, bro." And I was like,
Yeah.
because cheated on. Fuck you.
You know, but I will say one thing, guys. Oh my god. I will say one thing about having that relationship end that I'm so grateful for is I lost one relationship, but I gained 10. Because the thing about streaming, okay, let me tell you guys something. The thing about streaming is that a lot of the times I would sit there and like after my streams would end, it's like I wouldn't really be doing anything. I would just be staring at my wall, right? I would just be staring at my wall. And I remember this day. I ended my stream at 4 p.m. I'll never forget. I got cheated on stream. I ended at 4 p.m. And I remember sitting there and I was like,
Yo, you guys know motherfucking Doaenel? Best
yeah,
hacker in
name of
the
the
world.
sub. Welcome. Thank you. 10 wives? No, 10 husbands. Let me explain. So I remember sitting there at the end of the stream, and it was like 3-4 p.m. And then I was there, and I was just staring at the wall. And I said, what now? And I started like rethinking a lot of things, and I was like, wow, I haven't talked to my friends really in 2 years. I never go out with them. I never see them, right? Like, sure, some of them are going to drop by my stream occasionally, but it's like I never go out of my way to like interact with them, ask them how their days are, ask them how things are going with them, right? It's almost like I sat there and I was neglecting all my friendships, right? So then that's when I said, I'm never going to do this again. Never again will I let my entire like life ride on like, let's say my job, my career, streaming, whatever, and one other person. So then after that day, I started messaging all my friends again, right? Guys who I hadn't talked to in years and months. And I said, yo, like, let's meet up, let's do something, let's have fun, like, let's finally, let me just live a balanced, healthy life again, And that's why even Ronan, right? Ronan, I hadn't seen him in years. And then it was after that he would come over like a few times a week. After I would end the stream, and we'd go for like a walk for an hour and just talking, just sitting there, me and him just talking, like fucking chilling in the backyard, sitting on the couch, 9-10 p.m. and then going to bed after and feeling good. You know what I mean? So let me tell you guys something. Never, ever, 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 neglect your friends. Not for fucking the grind, not for a girl, not for anything. Because at the end of the day, those are the ones who are going to be there forever, you know? And sure, if you have to sit there and you have to commit a bit of time, right? At one point, like, oh, you know, but I need to sit here and focus on school or streaming or like this or that. You know, that's fine. Your friends are going to understand, right? But what I'm saying is don't take these extended periods of time away from them because they're the ones who are going to keep you grounded, you know? They're the ones who are there. They're the ones who are going to keep you in check, right? And if you don't have friends, then that's your family, right? Like, it's stuff like that. It's like rekindle relationships with your family, with your friends, your cousins, like whoever you have in your circle, that's what matters, right? Not like the superficial shit. Oh, you don't have friends? Then it's family. It's family. Or it's like meeting new friends, right? It's about going to school, trying to like say fuck it, putting yourself out there. You know what I'm talking
Yo,
about?
you guys know motherfucking Doaenel? Best hacker in the world.
Hey Mario, thanks for fine. Welcome. Thank you. It's like I neglected and didn't talk to them for so long that I'm not sure we'd click anymore, so I'm too afraid to even say hi. Don't. Listen, I'll tell you something. I have a friend, right? We wouldn't talk for months. And then I just say, hey. He says, hey, gym tomorrow, question mark? Sure, I'll see you at 10. Boom. That's all it takes. If they're your real friends, even if it's been years that you haven't talked, that's all it takes is just saying, yo. It's about being the first one to break the ice, and then once the ice is broken, you just rekindle that shit insta. Trust me. You pick up right where you left off? Exactly, yeah. Because that's the thing. Friendships aren't like relationships. It's not like you have to constantly maintain them, right? Because a relationship is that a person's going to care about you because of their interactions with you, right? Whereas a friendship, it's kind of like that, but it's also the fact that they're always going to keep a spot for you, you know? Like, bro, it's like you don't talk to a guy for years, and you'll still say he's your best friend, you know what I'm talking about? I don't have to deal with this right now. Right? Bear in mind that she's literally supposed to come Wednesday. Oh, bro, that's one thing I was grateful for too. I found out she was cheating Tuesday, but she was supposed to come Wednesday. She was literally supposed to come the day after. Imagine her ex had only told me she was cheating on me while she was here. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. You know, he could have been like a fucker. You know what he could have done, unironically? Because hey, dude, I would not have gone to pick her up if I had found out. Dude, I'm being serious when I say this. Her ex could have fucked shit up really bad for the both of us. Because if he had waited one more day, right, and she was on the train and then he says she's cheating, I would have told her, hey, have fun at the fucking station. You're spending 3 days there because I'm not picking you the fuck up. You know what I mean? Legit. Like, that's the thing. Her ex could have really made it a lot worse. So I'm glad that he, like, ended things, like, instantly. You know what I mean? No, you can leave the category ad league for now. Because it's gonna end in like 10 minutes anyways. Oh, I'm sure she came with you before that winky face. I don't know what you're talking about. The only thing I ever did with her was hold hands while we were wearing gloves. Basically got out of school and many people around me are people I don't want to be like or around, so I don't know what to do. Well, then fuck them. Just keep looking until one day you find people you actually mesh with. Dude, I'll tell you guys something. Yesterday I went to the water park, right? Yesterday I went to the water park, and it was me, a guy I've been friends with for years, right? One of my best friends, and then two guys that he goes to school with, right? And at the end of it, right? At the end, it's maybe like 4 p.m. We get back, and one of the guys, right? Not like my good friend, but like one of the guys, he sits there. And he brings us to his dad's bakery, right? Because his dad owns a bakery. And I met his dad, bro. And let me tell you, dude, it's like, that guy had to have been one of the most genuine fucking, like, kindest people I've ever met in my fucking life. Legit, like, he was sitting there, he was like, it's like, chat, if you've ever been in a position where just by the way someone talks to you and just by the way they are, you can tell right away if they're genuine or not, type 1. If you know what I'm talking about. And this guy, I swear, I just got feelings of like, holy fuck, he is like, it was crazy, right? And it's like, that's just a person you meet randomly one day. And it's like, low-key, dude's fucking like 65, but I'd be his friend, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'll sit there and I'll have a fucking beer with him, bro, one day. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, the thing is, when it comes to like finding friends and shit, you don't need to force any bad friendships. You can sit there and you can just find them like spur of the moment. Like maybe one day you just start randomly interacting with someone, and then like, oh, you know, like it was a good talk. You want to exchange numbers, and then we could we could check out that club like next week or some shit. You know, shit like that.
He says, yo, bro.
I was in the same situation because of depression. I talked to a lot of friends who I ignored for months, but not everyone wanted to keep the connection after. It's fine. They don't have to, people can just move on too. There's another side too. You won't always have listening ears. No, I agree. But that's why I would say that a lot of the times it's the real friends who would sit there and who would still like understand. You know what I'm talking about? It's the real friends who are going to sit there and be like, yo, I understand you were going through some shit and like I'm still here. And it's the fake ones who are going to like drop you after.
It would be in your best interest if you didn't block me.
Yep. So then, okay.
And I thank you for listening.
He ended up getting...
Okay. So that's it.
After all that, after all the stuff which he did for her, he ended up getting cheated on.
Yep.
And although a lot of people were sympathetic to Doaenel at this time, some were a bit less understanding.
My heart reaction, right? So,
Yeah.
a few days later, I say
It's like that's a crazy thing too. It's like, bro, this guy never warned me about her beforehand. It was only after we started dating. But then he like told his entire chat that it was only fucking like that he was like, oh, we were all warning him, dude. It's like
to
what?
the hospital, and that's when they say, like,
At one point they had even done a poll. I don't know if you guys remember this. He had done a poll in his chat, will Doaenel cry or not? Who does that? Like what?
you have
And then people are like,
myocarditis.
bro, are you ever gonna be friends with him again one day? Like, I don't think so.
This pericarditis, your heart is like inflamed, you're fucked.
Does Hecker me randomly crit someday too? Yeah.
So I sat there.
I mean, Hecker me critting is like a super random thing though.
For anyone that thinks she's the one who gave me mono, she wasn't. She had like a tested negative for it. So it wasn't her. It was really
Again, right? Like at the time, I didn't like. I wasn't accepting of the fact that everything could have been lies. You know.
like me overworking myself, right?
Oh, you coulda.
So then what happens is,
Guys, she did not have an STD, guys. He got
I
it
get
from
hospitalized for a week.
working too hard.
Oh yeah, overworking with lower immune system.
During this entire time, I am scared. Right?
He
I'm
got
scared.
That's the
STD
thing.
from overworking,
And
guys.
the reason
It
why
was
is
not her,
because
guys.
when I was with my girlfriend last year,
There you go.
the thing that made us kind of like break up was the fact that when I had to get an ear surgery, I was bedridden for 2 weeks.
I'm glad you're having friends now. Bros are the best. Fuck him, hoes. No, that's the thing, dude. I'm gonna say it. Having a good, genuine guy friend is worth like a billion like talking stages. Legit.
And I just felt so useless that it made me feel like super insecure, you know?
This guy said, when you undersleep, you catch HIV.
Was that I'll just end up becoming insecure again, and then this relationship's gonna end, you know? So I sat there and I viewed it as like, I'm a guy who won't be able to lift for like months. I won't be able to do.
He's laughing like he knows something about it. Yeah, that's because he did. That's because he did. He knew I was getting cheated on before I did. That's why. Why do you think I don't like the guy? He knew I was getting cheated on, and instead of telling me, he just kept it to himself and then did a stream laughing about it. He literally met up with her ex-boyfriend at TwitchCon, and it's like they had met up at TwitchCon on like July 18th or some shit, and her ex had tweeted out on July 14th like, hey, if you're in a happy relationship right now, just know you're getting cheated on. So listen, I'm not a guy who believes in coincidences, right? So if you think that the guy's going to be that open about it on Twitter and then not tell a guy that he met up with who he knows has had bad interactions about me with in the past, like,
things that like
Come
make
on.
me, I guess, attractive or like that attractive to me.
you know, it's like, come
I
on.
won't be able to like do all this shit, and then she'll probably just end up leaving me because of it, right?
I would play the whole thing here, but it's an hour and a half long video of
Yep.
this guy rewatching Doaenel's breakup and pretty much laughing at him. It could also be the case that he knew that he was getting cheated on at the time before the video came out, but
Yep.
that's not clear from this video.
Meanwhile, during that, I think, or
But
like 1 week before that, Jessica was like sending nudes to fucking my other mod. What's his name? The guy who got unmodded, the guy with the
I got
green name.
attached to her, I'm not
The
gonna
fucking
lie,
Polish
but I would
guy.
always tell her, like,
I forgot his
I'm
name.
lying about she's
And to
lying
some
about
other dude as well.
that I blocked.
What's his name?
I literally just blocked her on everything.
No way! I thought she was genuine, actually!
And to some other dude as well.
That I blocked.
What's his name?
I literally just blocked her on everything because
So, wait! You're kidding! No. Because this, no, the girl he's talking about is the one I told you guys about earlier, right? Who, like, the girl where I messaged him about, like, the rank 1 thing. So he knew that she was DMing nudes, and then she was also talking to me, and he never told me about that? Wait, that's actually crazy. I didn't know that. I mean, okay, that actually just makes me happier. Bro, because with her, the thing about her, right, the girl you're talking about, Jessica, I was talking to her for like 3 months, and then she said one weird thing to me one time, and I said, oh, I think you're lying to me about a lot of other things, so I'm just never going to talk to you again. And then she was like, no, please, like, let's keep talking, I swear, like, like, no, like, whatever, this, that, and I said, no, I don't think so. And then we just, like, stopped talking.
Said, I don't want
What's his name? She wasn't that. Yes, she was. Because that's why she wanted to. Okay,
So,
whatever. Check
that's
them,
what I was
dog.
talking to for
What's his
a month
name,
and a
man?
half every day and I talked to her not long after
I have
that
no idea
girl,
what the fuck that is.
and she was there calling me like the love of her life in Arabic.
Wait, so you're telling me he actually knew about... Wait, so... Wow, that's crazy. Because that was the time where I think me and him were actually, like, friendly.
saying that she wanted anything to be with me.
He didn't know at the time, it was leaked later on? Oh, really? What, it was leaked later on that the girl was like, okay. I mean, if it was leaked later on. It's just because the reason why, it's like... I mean, again, this guy literally met up IRL with her ex. You know what I'm talking about? So that's why... Did her ex really not say anything about, hey man, look, Dantes' girlfriend is hitting me up or whatever? Like... I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything, because at the end of the day, I don't know shit, right? But... It seems like an interesting coincidence.
Actually, can I show this
And all
DM?
this stuff, right? And then one
Can I
day
show
she said
this?
something weird to me.
Look
A
at this
few days
guy.
later that the entire time she
Look
was
what this guy
talking
messaged
to
me.
She was talking to, again, 6 different guys. Calling 6 different guys the love of her life and all this shit, right?
Loki, we hop on his stream, we tell him, yo, call us, just like reality check him. Reality check me.
He wants to go bully Doaenel.
You can already tell.
We go
that-
call him.
You know, that's the reason why I ended up making everything public, by the way. Oh, well, one of the reasons why was because I knew that if I didn't, they would just, like, hold it over my head and make it, like, some kind of cringe thing that, like, hey, man, like, and then, like, make all these, like, cringe comments or have, like, rumors circulating, whatever. So I made everything public so that there couldn't be any, like, rumor circulation.
By this
Like bully.
point, my trust
Like
is
that.
at an all-time
Like
low,
soft flame.
After all of this,
But why is he laughing about it? It's so fuck. Guys probably never. No, well, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, there's a good chance Hilo Santa has fucking quadruple my body count, bro. That guy, unironically, with the level of online fame he has, as well as the fact that, like, he looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Guy could unironically probably sleep with a new girl, like, every few days if he wanted to. No bullshit, right? So, it's not that. It's just the fact that, like, it just has to do more with, like, the fact that, like, I don't know. It's just like having a reaction about something is one thing, but then like having a reaction at someone else's expense is another.
Yo, you guys know motherfucking Doaenel?
Major, thanks for
Best
some.
hacker in the
Welcome back.
world.
Love the
Thank you.
authenticity. Keep it up.
Biggest cap I've ever heard from you, bro. Did you? You don't understand. Trust me when I say that you could have a guy that literally looks like Danny DeVito. Give him 2K viewers on Twitch, and he'll have e-girls plenty in his DMs. I'm not even kidding.
Yo, you guys know motherfucking Doaenel?
Yo,
Best
thanks for
hacker in
some.
the world.
Welcome back.
Closing
you.
parenthesis.
But that's the thing, it's like, for me, again, like, body count is never something that really mattered to me, right? Like, the amount of people you're gonna sleep with doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
Hilo Santa, the person in this video, seems to not understand why what he did was wrong, somehow at the same time acknowledging that he himself is a bad person.
I'm rude. I'm a bad person. Yeah, what about it?
The reason why this is wrong is obvious, is because of his tone. Dantes' tone was one of somebody who just wanted to get this off his chest and to not cause any confusion. His relationship was public, therefore his breakup would have to be public also.
Exactly.
It was nothing more than a public service announcement.
Yep.
However, Hilo Santa did this for pure entertainment.
Yep.
He used someone who was going through a rough time as a joke for his own audience.
Yep.
But Hilo Santa is very interesting when he is presented as a contrast to Dantes. Dantes, when he was trying to climb to rank 1, was probably the hardest working League of Legends player in the world. I haven't heard of anybody paying over 10k just to try and increase their chances of...
Well, for me, it wasn't just the fact the amount of money I spent on transfers. It was the fact that, guys, when I was in January, okay, I can honestly say that for the month of January, I was the hardest working League content creator. For the months of December and January, I would wake up every single morning at 4 in the morning. Listen to this. 4 in the morning, I wake up. I post a TikTok. I work out. I record a TikTok during my workout. I post another TikTok. Then I sit there. I stream for 15 hours. Throughout my entire stream, I'm constantly out tabbing to clip hype moments, right? And then after I end my stream after 15 hours, I submit every single clip to Synapse, send it to my TikTok editors, and then I post another TikTok that night, go to sleep, every single day, repeat over and over and over and over again. Every day I was literally doing like these 18-hour work days, sleeping 16 hours a night, right? It was fucking insane. It was fucking insane. Like, the amount of effort I was putting into my like streaming show at the time was fucking crazy. The work ethic? Yeah, exactly. Like, the work ethic was actually insane. And abusing caffeine? Well, I had to, bro. I was on 6 hours of sleep every night, and I had to scream for 15 hours. I don't know if you guys remember, bro. When I would be streaming at that time, 15-hour streams perma, right? 15-hour streams. And I shit you not, I would be screaming the entire time. I would wake up in the morning, I could not talk. I could not talk. I would have to literally drink honey to be able to talk, and then I would just scream again. Every single day. It was fucking bad. You know, it was really, really, really bad. So you're saying you're washed up now? Not that I'm washed up now necessarily, just the fact that nowadays I'm not like at that level that I used to be, because I used to be at a level where I said I'm going to give it all to streaming or I'm going to die trying. I'm going to become the most entertaining streamer or I'll die trying. And now it's like when I actually got my like death scare, that's when I said, oof, I can die. And that's when I became like, you know, a lot more like mellowed, a lot more chilled out, a lot more relaxed. Because like at the end of the day, health is king, right? If you don't have health, you have nothing. Look at fucking, who's the guy that, you know, like, bless him, but the fucking, the guy, the Minecraft guy, right, who had died recently, it's like, you're there, you have all these millions of subs and everything, but if you don't have health, what do you have, you know? It's sad. And that's why when I came to that realization, that's when I was like, Technoblade, yeah. And that's why when I came to that realization of like, you could sit there, you could have 10 million subs, right? You can sit there, you can have fucking like millions of people who are following you, right? But you can die just like everybody else, right? You're still limited by the same mortal constraints. And that's when I realized, I was like, okay, I need to start like relaxing. You know what I'm talking about?
Rank 1 in League before.
I think you're more yourself now. Even though you had more viewers during that time, you had to act a certain way that wasn't really you. Yeah, exactly.
Along with the stuff which he endured and went through while he was trying to climb, there is no doubt that he is at least top 3 hardest working League of Legends players at that time in the world.
Yep.
However, Elo Santa is the exact opposite.
Oh, okay. Listen. Did he have to put the Eurobeat? It's like, listen, listen, Elo Santa never put in 20-hour streams, right? Well, at the beginning of season he did, but when he was blowing up, he didn't. But what he did is he tapped into an untapped market, so that's why he was smart with that. It's like, he worked smart, not hard, right? Like, have your, like, a lot of shit, like, every day, 3 TikToks, right? Every day, 4 YouTube videos. He would have his editors do that. He would stream, like, 6-7 hours, high energy, right? Doing Tinder and shit. But yeah, I mean, we just had like very different approaches. And that's the one thing I always say I respected, like the fact that he never gave up his TikTok or his YouTube, and he would always, no matter what, upload 3-4 TikToks or videos a day, no matter what. That's impressive. Because like obviously everyone's going through shit, right? And if you're still good enough to like make good content every single day, bro, when I'd be in bad mental headspaces, I wouldn't upload TikToks for weeks, you know? And that was like my downfall.
Elo Santa is known for doing anything other than playing League during his League matches, and is still consistently one of the highest ranked in the game.
Yeah.
He is somewhat like the exact opposite of Dantes, where Elo Santa doesn't have to work hard to achieve his high rank. whereas Dantes works exceptionally hard,
Well,
but is unable.
it doesn't really work. Like, doesn't really have to do with like working necessarily, so much as it is like, cause like, whereas he'd be like out tabbing into Tinder, I'll be there screaming, like trying to like engage chat, right? So it's like, if you want, like, when it comes to like hard working, when it comes to, like fucking, I guess like league streamers, like you'll have people like Charisma, Scrub Noob Tarzan, right? Those are people who it's like when they're in games, all of their energy is directed towards the game. You know what I'm talking about? Whereas like I'd be more entertainment. if that
Yo, you
makes
guys
sense.
know motherfucking Doaenel? Best
Hey
hacker
Brownie,
in the
thanks for
world.
some. I'll go back. Thank you.
able to achieve a high rank. Why is that? It's very simple. Hard work or smart work or whatever you want to call it does not equal success. Sometimes it does,
This is true.
most of the time it doesn't. This in essence is the main point of the entire video. Making excellence mandatory hurts people much more than it helps them.
Yep.
Some people, no matter how hard they may try, simply will not be the best at their given field,
I agree.
or even be excellent for that matter. Some people, for one reason or another, simply do not have what it takes to become excellent, and they simply never will. And trying to attain this excellence comes with a very, very heavy price.
So let me explain to you guys something. Okay, what he's saying is an interesting take, and I'll give you guys like a more expanded take of what he's essentially trying to get across. To get to the top 1% in your field is easy. Okay, to sit there to get to the top 1% of like guitar players or League of Legends players or like fucking, I don't know, soccer players, basketball players, whatever it is, to get to the top 1% is easy. If you can just dedicate time and effort, you will always be able to get to the top 1% unless you like unironically have some kind of like disability. Like, I'm not even kidding, right? Because think of what top 1% means, right? If you have a guy who's sitting there and every single day plays 10 hours a day of League, right? One day he's going to get diamond. That's top 1%. You know what I'm talking about? And it's the same thing with like a guy who can sit there and might not even be that smart, but he dedicates all his time towards like, let's say, studying health, right? And he ends up like becoming top 1% of his class because of it. It's like if you have the top 1% work ethic, you can attain top 1%, but it's going past top 1% that now it's more so about like what you're actually doing, right? So like that's why it's different. Like you can easily become a top 1% league player diamond, but it doesn't mean you're going to get masters. It doesn't mean you're going to get challenger. It doesn't mean you're going to get rank 1. At that point, it's about talent and it's about actual ability to learn and not just ability to do the same thing over and over again. Does that make sense? Oh, well, that is not something you can type. Someone just typed something that he cannot type. Alright, there you go. Mods, yeah, I banned it. Don't worry. It's because I was standing up, so I didn't see it.
However, for some, the price is even heavier. For some to reach excellence, they must first become a monster.
Alright. Honestly, good video. Honestly, good video. I liked it a lot. Really good video. Bro, how long was I been reacting to that for?